something is developing out there. It seems that the police, is a scattering of the crowd. This situation is out of control. There was a peaceful gathering outside of the Dorchester Public Hospital. The police, they have advanced. Out of the way, out of the way. Shots. Police are firing now at the crowd that are doing. Market Street, pull back. I think missiles are being heard at the police. Lock the door, lock the door. You can't go upstairs. You can't go up there. You can't go in there. Riot police. They're firing at a gathering that was outside the GPHC compound. Missiles are being hurled at the police. People are taking cover inside of the compound of the GPHC. The hospital is not safe anymore. Missiles are still being hurled at the police. They're shooting in this direction. Oh! Pull back, pull, oh, Jesus. Yo! Jesus Christ, I'm in harm's way. Pull out, pull out. Stop. The press, members of the press, we're seeking cover. The police are shooting inside of the Dorchester Public Hospital compound. Police dressed in riot gear. They're shooting in this direction. They're shooting in this direction. I'm just outside the door at the resource center. I cannot go any further than this. People are seeking cover behind trees.
Now, JY family, me day back again with another video. This is Jeremy and Jackson, not JY, because me telling you so me I deal with them a type of topic here. I am a father before everything else. Yeah. So the autopsy reveal right now, and right now I'm more chaos than anything else. I'm more trouble than anything else because the people them up on the edge, and it's like them literally over the edge. So they must say anything and anything right now. Protesters get shot. On the see in the video me just show a while ago, everything was going, but it get deeper than that. It get more serious than that in the video. But we just have to give you the update of what's going on, the finding of the autopsy. So the autopsy reveals that, look here, this little girl was drowned. Now, JY family, from the people them hear that, all hell broke loose. Them not think about it and say, all right, let us give the authority some time to figure this thing out. Do them investigation and come to the conclusion. Overall, yes. The autopsy say the child drowned. That doesn't rule out the fact say somebody drowned the child, right? All these are alleged, right? Somebody drowned the child from inside the pool. All are going in a room. Do what them a do. I don't know what it is, right? Or them not think about it. Say, all right, the person draw the child go in a room. Do what them a do to the child. Bring her back into the pool and drown her. And the list goes on and on and on. Oh, let me explain something to you. Let me reason with you. And as me say, the people them blood hot. So them not stop to think right now. But please, if you don't share the video, we may never know who this can reach. 1 or 2 years, and somebody say, yo, you know, say, the youth here, I make sense. Yeah, man, listen. The autopsy result does not determine how the child died. It is just giving you cause of death. So, it no rule out say, yo, the child go in the pool, caught difficulty, and drown. No. And so comes now, the forensic would now come in now and do them investigation. But guess what? Not did they investigate because the place burned down. Who burned the room? On here the staff confession. The room were burned before the protesters start vandalize the building. So please, don't put that on the protesters. What Caesar give it to them? And these protesters start the fire inside the room. Remember, we covered that vlog. We don't want to drop asleep on this, because we are keep the tab on the thing them. And we cover that part of the vlog. It is on my channel where the person say the room was set on fire by one of the person that work at the hotel. So while the protesters were vandalizing the building, they saw a fire coming from one of the room. I'm showing the video and everything. So don't forget that part of it is very important. I wish the people them do could, I know say them last faith in the system, but I wish them couldn't just make the forensic and the FBI them do what them fit do and just hold off. Look, but this whole thing, it's spiral out of control right now. And it'll get worse and worse. And we fear the worst right now. More to talk to me down in the comment section and tell me how you feel about this whole thing. How you feel about the finding. Want to share the same sentiment that the Guyanese people them share? Want to spam the comment section. As me say, it does not determine how the child died. It is telling you the cause of death. So that the part now, we don't know how we are going to get past this part because the evidence room burn and them say camera not working and all different type of thing and that day. How this I go solve? All right. Listen, the cause of death and manner of death are not the same. The police must investigate the manner of death, while the cause of death was medically determined. The manner of death is for legal classification. Number one, was drowning accidental? These are some of the questions. Was the drowning a case of homicide? What are the circumstances surrounding how the death occur? Come on, man. Make a reason, man. JY family, a toxicology report is needed. A diatom test is needed for the water part of it because they are saying that because the child was in the pool. That is the reason for the mark on the child's face and hand. What about the wool that stuff in the child's nose? Right? Did the decomposition affect the accuracy of the analysis? JY family, I don't know who can get this message out there or what can be done right now, but this is going down the wrong path right now. If you ask me, I am being honest right now. Because the moment me as a father get my own doctor to do the autopsy, FBI I go forward and help investigate the case. Mood and chill, to be honest, Mood and chill because we done do the most already, So, since we get the attention that we needed because of the justice system that fail us over and over, mood and chill right now, but that's just me. What do you think? The people them for continue to protest? Spam the comment section. Remember, it's an opinionated channel and everybody is entitled to their own opinion. Now, in this video, I am going to give you a press conference from the president himself of Guyana. I'm going to give you a doctor that was on site during the whole process. And I'm going to give you the protesters. This video is going to be long but not drawn out. It is long but ready to watch because I go above and beyond and get clippings from every sort of platform that I could. So, just appreciate the time and energy that put in the video. Share the video, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for more because, as I'm telling you, is a father I deal with this right now. It's not a blogger. Alright? So, like, share, and subscribe. Oh, and another thing. If the child was in the pool, there is no way the people them couldn't search and don't find the child. This is the pool on your screen. Allow me to reiterate. Look at the pool on your screen right now. Look. The pool is not a world pool. It's not a gigantic pool. It's not a lap pool. It is just a simple, normal pool. It is no bigger than any other pool. This is one of the smallest pool, if you say a hotel. So there is no way the child could be in that pool and nobody does. Listen, when you're up at the room, when you're there at the room, the man up at the balcony, you look down and straight in at the pool, you look. It's not like the pool black where somebody on it you don't know. Come on, man. What is going on? Eh? That is why it goes back to what I said. Proper investigation. Because, as I say, them protests to a level already. So me think say them for just leave this part now and watch what go on. Give it few days. Just give it few days because them don't get for second down. The protesters don't give them no chance. Let's be honest now. I'm going to be honest. More to the talk to me down in the comment section. This pool is no type of pool for nobody. And nobody can see that child? No, come on. So, I don't know.
Behind the hospital as the police in riot gear. The police in riot gear approach the demonstrators outside the GPHC. People are seeking cover inside the GPHC. Missiles are being hurled at the police. The police are shooting inside the compound of the GPHC. This is a very dangerous situation. It is out of control here now. It is out of control. This on the police vehicle, this has become now a riot. This is clearly a riot. Yes, the hospital is unsafe. Police are firing in the compound of the Georgetown Public Hospital. Members of the press are seeking cover. We're in harm's way. I am not sure what triggered the police to open fire on a crowd that was just gathering and waiting to hear the results of the autopsy. That could have hit any one of us.
I got turbo thrown on me.
Yeah, me too. A hospital zone. The police shooting at the demonstrators. It is quite a large crowd, and now they are blocking the road. They are blocking the road. This is New Market Street, is it? Yes. They are blocking the road. Demonstrators are hurling missiles at the police. This is a hospital zone. This situation should have been handled differently. Missiles being hurled at the police and the fire department. The police, Jesus Christ, I heard that. Oh, God, pull back, pull back, pull back.
I'm behind you.
Yeah, stay there, stay there. They're shooting in the compound. People are seeking cover. Hello, lie low, lie low, lie low, lie low. The zinc roofing here. The police are now in the compound of the Georgetown Public Hospital. They're trying to clear the yard, but on the outside there at New Market Street, we can see that the protesters are uprooting signs shot. Oh my God, that sounds like a life wrong. Uprooting signs and placing it in the middle of the road. That's a gunshot.
Yeah,
that's a gunshot. That's a gunshot. That's live rounds. Those are live rounds. The hospital is unsafe. This situation needs to be brought under control. Riot police now inside the compound of the GPHC, as we see. Riot police are now in the compound of the Georgetown Public Hospital. The hospital is cleared. Demonstrators have retreated. Riot police in the compound of the Georgetown Public Hospital. We see blood, a trail of blood along the... They fired in this direction, you know. Sir. Fired in this direction. We see a trail of blood. A woman appears to have been shot there. Yeah, she's been shot. That's some serious blood there. The woman on your screen.
Is that the woman in the white?
Yes, in the white. Yes, she's been shot. On this zinc roof in here, you could hear the rubber bullets landing. In the same area, members of the press, all my colleagues here, are taking cover, and the police have been shooting in this direction. Quite an unsafe shot. Oh, whoa, hold it, watch it, look it. Watch as the riot squad advance. Watch as the riot squad advance, firing. Why you not here? Why you not here? All you think? Eh? What? So the police have now cleared the compound, well, not totally, the compound of the GPHC, Georgetown Public Hospital, but riot police are
I support them, brother. After what guy, I write in session, listen. I write in for fine shit. Why this man take what he gets just now, brother? This man named Greg. Work for 1771. Same vehicle up on the car and I have to deal in. And this man just take out me picture just now. And call somebody, why do to this man when this man got take out me picture for brethren?
police in riot gear are still standing in the compound of the GPHC.
This man just a this guy. You do nothing, bro. Why you take out me picture for accident? No, but why you can take a every time like that? You ain't doing nothing and watching on. We want to hear the results, bro.
Sort it out. You sort and find out.
This man getting me nervous here.
Still firing. It's still firing. It's a hospital, right?
This
Despite attempts to clear the compound of the GPHC, another crowd has gathered inside of the compound of the GPHC, but police in riot gear there.
I think what we're doing there in Georgetown and around the country, I don't think it's warranted. I'm going to explain why. Y'all don't come for me so quick. Don't come for me so fast. Now, I had the opportunity to be present as a doctor, a local doctor, in the autopsy of Miss Adrianna Young. Like I mentioned to you guys earlier, I was on point with everything about the time we were trying to start the autopsy. I was on point with the time it would have taken to have the process completed. I was on point with everything. Now, before the process started around 12:30 today, we had a meeting with the three doctors, Dr. Glenn, Dr. Collins, and Dr. Paul. Myself, attorney at law Darren Wade, Sir Brian, Amicia, Amika, the grandmother, the whole family. We had a meeting with the three forensic pathologists that the government provided for the family. Now, the moment I walked into that meeting, like I continued to share my views that before even going to the meeting, I knew, like many others, that this young lady was drowned, right? Somebody drowned her, or the cause of death was drowning. We knew this. The moment the pathologists, they were talking, I interrupted them. Again, the family members can attest to this. Mr. Wade can attest to this also. I said, listen, I need you guys to do two things for me. The first thing you're going to help us with, this is what I want you guys to do, to determine time of death. Now, because of the time, rigor mortis and all these things, they're actually have got no value after so many days. I asked them if they can tell us time of death, not time of death in terms of the hour. If they can tell me if she died the afternoon, the night, or the following morning. I made that quite clear. The doctors informed me that based on the time, it's a bit impossible to determine that. So right away, I knew at that point in time that, you know, it wouldn't have helped us a lot, because one of the things we really wanted to know, again, we don't want the hour, we wanted to know if this young lady died between 3:10 to midnight, between midnight to morning, from morning to whenever her body, day clean to whenever her body was found. That was one of the main purposes, right? Secondly, I asked them, I said to them, now, when we go in and we find water in her lungs, those are my exact words. When we go in and we find water in her lungs, I want you guys to be able to tell me or tell us if this water came from a tap pipe or this water came from the pool. Will you guys be able to determine this for us? They responded also in a negative. So all the time, we know cause of death. Now their job was to determine the cause of death. Not determine, confirm the cause of death. They have done that. They have confirmed the cause of death. All right? Now, it's up to law enforcement. Now, guys, mention law enforcement now. I know you can get even more rage and anger because of what is happening. But the lawyer, Mr. Wade, already engaged the government to bring on board. I don't know if you guys were listening to his live on Gordon, to engage the FBI, Scotland Yard, whoever, to have an independent probe into the manner in which she died by drowning. If it was in a bathtub, if it was in the pool, in a whatever the case is. And that is where law enforcement comes in. That is the part I cannot talk about. So do not be running around telling people take money and so on. Ain't got no way in a million years anybody could pay me for that young lady's life. So y'all don't stop with the nonsense. I did my part and I did it honestly. So we going on the road and burning down, and do not wait. Let this thing go. Let the process. Oh my God. Again, I am trying not to use the word law enforcement or the police. I'm trying not to use that word. Mr. Wade has already engaged the government about getting help from the FBI and Scotland Yard to have an independent probe into why it took. I gotta use it again. Law enforcement, so many hours to discover that young lady's body. All right, guys. So I'm humbly asking you guys. Right? Stop the burning. Let us just let this thing, let the process continue. We all knew before that this whole thing happened, we all knew what took place. Now we have confirmation that it was water in the lung. But unfortunately, guys, we cannot determine, based on what the forensic specialists they have said to me, whether or not the water came from the pool. Reason being also, right? It can be because of osmosis, it can be because the lung generally have a bit of water inside, can dilute the chlorine. I don't. This part, I'm being honest with you, I'm humble enough to let you guys know that that is out of my reach. I was trying to do the research to see where we can have the liquid. They have pieces of every part of the body being that was examined that will be processed meticulously. I keep using this word meticulously. I have never seen an autopsy. I don't like using autopsy because get vexed when I use it necropsy. Got a reason why, but it's a long story. Since in Cuba, first year medicine, I have a preference over necropsy. Although necropsy, according to modern definition, is doing it on animal. Is that they separate it. But you can't do autopsy. You can't examine your dead self. That's why I don't believe in. So that's why I keep using the word necropsy for the persons who keep talking nonsense about malapropism and so on. Anyhow, again, let Scotland Yard, the FBI, whoever, the family and their lawyer, with my opinion of also, basically engage to help us do this independent. We want nobody from Guyana. We understand that. They keep repeating it. I understand that. They don't want anybody from Guyana, nobody from the Guyana Police Force, nobody from the Guyana Defense Force, nobody from the Guyana Fire Service. No. They want somebody who is independent of influence. So guys, I'm humbly asking you, this is not for likes. This is because I want to be damaging the country every time we don't agree on something. Y'all can come for me, I don't mind. Right? Come for me, I don't mind. We, like I said, we have the cause. Now we have to determine the manner in which she succumbed. We know that it was due to drowning. Now we got to know how she drowned. We got to wait for the toxicology report also. We already located the lab. We already did all of this. We'll be sending all of the bodily fluids to be thoroughly examined and tested on. Because we got to look and see if somebody injects you with some tranquilizer, there's a reason why you see no mark of violence. We got to. Don't let us be jumping to conclusions. All right? Don't let us be jumping to conclusions. They did everything. Like the family said, she was not raped. We didn't see any broken parts, nothing of the sort. All right. The only thing that have me a bit baffled, and this is just my personal opinion, are the bruises, right? As you guys know, the discoloration on the forehead, on the arms, and also around the knee. That's the only thing that has me baffled about this whole process. But other than that, everything else went according to protocol, according to law. So guys, please tell your neighbor, son and daughter, let me come off the road and let me hope for the best. Let me work together to try to get to the bottom of this. Today the whole thing nearly canceled because people, imagine you that doing, we have international specialists here and hearing gunshots. I never see doctors so afraid yet. We cannot be doing these things, guys. I'm begging you. I know, oh God, again, I'm ready for the heat. Y'all come for me. If I tell you, we're going to confirm the cause, that we look for the manor, we're going to go out the country and look for the manor, we're going to do that. Darren Wade said he engaged the president. He said engage the government. Let us see where that goes. Again, you guys don't have to worry. We do understand. We do understand that nobody has confidence right now in our law enforcement agency because there were so many gaps and so many delays. But let us just and if at the end of the day the process shows that she just drunk naturally, guys, we gotta hope that it never happens again, that it gotta take you 24 hours or how many hours after. That was how many hours, 16, 17 hours after, before you take a missing child report serious. That is one of the objectives here also. All right, so please, guys, I understand the frustration. Please help us. We have a beautiful country. We have beautiful people, but there are some bad apples among us, and we can't let the bad apples make us look bad. All right, I ain't care what come out of it. We gotta get to the bottom of it. But burning the road and so on is not the way. You can protest. Nobody say you can't protest, but burning, right? Going and breaking in people's place, like I see somebody break, I know it's a Chinese or whatever. Let me try and avoid that, guys. All right. Today the nurses complain on the maternity ward. Imagine you that in labor, you have a gunshot from a pump rifle nearby, like 100 feet away from you. You ever heard the sound of that? Picture a mother in labor and gotta be hearing about to give birth, bring somebody into this world. I gotta hear the amount of violence. It was horrible today. And yo, man, before again, Ms. Webster, like I said, I don't know. We confirmed the cause of death. Now we're gonna look for the manner of death. Let me go home and sleep, and tomorrow, let's wait for the update. All right, guys? Do have a good night. Just know I love you guys. I did my best. I am so tired. You won't believe how tired I am. I had to leave before they delivered the report because of what happened there. I was expecting.
As I will continue to do, I want to call upon all Guyanese to respect the rule of law. I want to call on all Guyanese to avoid action that will put you in breach of the law, the destruction of public infrastructure and private property, burning of people's vehicles, inconveniencing others, is not what we want to demonstrate as a people and as a nation. So I call on the faithful in our communities as they continue to hold this family in prayers, that they also hold our country in prayers. And let me be very clear that we respect, and I would even go as far as to say we'll protect every citizen's right, and for a matter of fact, a right and a responsibility to peacefully demonstrate. That is part of what democracy is about. Peacefully demonstrate and air your concerns. But in those rights and responsibilities, if persons breach the law, there must be consequences, and there will be consequences. The police have reported, just before I came in here, a number of fires on roadways that are blocked in different regions, destruction of many property, private property, the looting of businesses. I was just sent a number of footages of businesses, restaurants, supermarkets that were looted. Unfortunately, the peaceful protest was hijacked for political and selfish motive. And that is unfortunate that persons would seek to profiteer selfishly on situations like these, hijacking what should be a peaceful process. So I want to say that there's a lot of images already captured of persons who are creating destruction along the roadways, public and private property, and those persons will be prosecuted. I am appealing to every Guyanese, I'm appealing to every citizen to let good sense prevail. I've committed to the family, first and foremost, and to this nation, that everything will be done in an open and transparent manner. And as a result, not only one pathologist, 3 pathologists were brought in to deal with this matter and to look at this matter. I'll ask Dr. Frank Anthony, before I continue, to maybe speak a bit about the credentials of these pathologists, so all of us can be aware of the credentials of these pathologists.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, members of the media. I think, first of all, I too would like to join with His Excellency to express my deepest condolences to the family and also to ask our general public for good sense to prevail. This is not the way that we should be protesting. We can do this peacefully, and I think what is happening now is uncalled for. In terms of the CVs of the 3 eminent pathologists that came here, we have, first of all, Dr. Glenn Runner, who came from Mount Sinai. He's a professor at Mount Sinai. But his medical training, he first started his medical degree at Wayne State University. He obtained a master's also from Wayne State and a bachelor's degree as well. And then, having obtained his medical degree in 1993, he went on to do a diplomate in pathology, and he did the American Board Pathology exams, and he specialized in anatomical pathology, forensic pathology. He also did a residency and a fellowship at Duke University, and he also at one point served as a forensic pathologist in the office of North Carolina Chief Medical Examiner. And in addition to that, he was also a surgical pathology and anatomic pathology examiner in Tulane University. He was also in 1999 a fellow at the Armed Forces Institute of Pathology, and he was a medical examiner in the Walter Reed Army Medical Center in Washington, D.C. Currently, he's employed with Mount Sinai Hospital, and he's at the School of Medicine as a clinical professor in the Department of Pathology. And he held several different positions at Mount Sinai before becoming a full professor. Dr. Runner also has a number of publications, and he's an authority in terms of pathology, having published not just articles in pathology, but has also contributed to medical textbooks in the area of pathology. And he has a number of students that would have graduated under his tutorship. And so I think he's one of the most eminent persons that came here. In addition to Dr. Runner, we also have Dr. Paul, who also have a very distinguished career. His initial training was in India, having obtained his medical degree in surgery in 1996 in India. He went on to become a doctor in medicine in 2001, and he did the National Board Exams of New Delhi. And from that, he then went on to the UK, and he became a member of the Royal College of Physicians and a membership in the Faculty of Forensic and Legal Medicine. Dr. Paul currently holds specialization. He's a specialist on the Specialist Register on the Medical Council of Barbados, where he's working out of the office of the Attorney General of Barbados. And prior to that, he was registered by the General Medical Council in the UK and also the Indian Medical Council. And of course, both Dr. Runner and Dr. Paul has been registered by the Guyana Medical Council here. Dr. Paul serves as a consultant forensic pathologist, currently in Barbados, and before that he was a forensic medical examiner for the NHS in Tayside and the Police of Scotland, D Division. He also worked in North Yorkshire, the police constabulary there. He also worked in Wiltshire Police Constabulary, and he has been in the UK for a number of years and performed a number of autopsy. He was an associate professor in forensic medicine in India, and then he became a full professor at the Institute of Medical Sciences. Dr. Paul also did a postgraduate doctorate in the Department of Forensic Medicine in the University of Dundee, Scotland, in the United Kingdom. And he has many other accolades, and of course, he's well published, and he has contributed to the science of forensics, not just in India and the UK, in the Caribbean, but also he worked extensively in the Middle East. So he is another one of our eminently qualified persons who worked on this case today. The third person was the person who was brought in by the family practitioner, and he is the medical chief from the state of Delaware, and he was able to contribute to the examination today, and that's Dr. Gary L. Collins. And Dr. Collins is equally distinguished in his forensic career. So these are the three persons, and they had extensive discussions between themselves before proceeding and getting briefed by the police, by the family, and having been briefed, then they proceeded to do the autopsy. And as you would all know, that autopsy took many hours, and that is because they were very, very thorough in the process that they embarked upon. So we are very pleased that these three eminent pathologists and forensic scientists, for want of a better word, was able to complete this in such a thorough manner. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Anthony. Those of you who may recall, in my initial meeting with the family, I made it clear that in addition to the pathologist, independent pathologist that was requested, the family would have an opportunity also to bring in, add, or observe. The family would have chosen Dr. Collins, and they would have had also representatives throughout the process today. So today, as I said, was an important day in evaluating the circumstances and the death of Adrianna. And I just want to briefly share with you what was shared with the police representative and shared with me. The forensic pathologists, as you know, as Frank said, were brief, and they started the work sometime around 1:20 p.m. That's when the autopsy examination commenced. And the objectives of the examination were to identify signs of trauma or injuries to the body, detect signs of sexual violence, collect appropriate forensic samples, document the post-mortem examination through photographs and videography, determine the cause of death. Upon completing the procedure, the forensic pathologists rule out signs of physical and sexual trauma on Ms. Young's body. After careful deliberation, the team concluded that Ms. Young died as a result of drowning. Ms. Young's relatives were briefed following the examination and informed of the medical cause of death. Due to the state of the decomposition of Ms. Young's body, the pathologists were unable to provide an exact time of death. The relatives were also informed that the pathologists ruled out theories of forcible drowning or any other means of killing, followed by disposal of the body in water. So that was what was communicated. Of course, as you know, the toxicology tests that would have to also be completed. So that is a brief synopsis of what was of information that is available with me. The pathologists would conclude their report and sign their full report, and that, of course, within the limits of the law, will be made available to the family, and also, I'm sure, for public examination at any time. Now, let me say that outside of this, it is very clear to me as president that the events surrounding this entire sad situation is definitely a point of examination and re-examination of a number of things. First of all, and I intend to bring in international and regional help to look at our existing laws, regulations, and SOPs in relation to policing work, in relation to laws governing missing persons. And when I say laws, I'm not only speaking about laws covering the police and police operation, SOPs covering the police and police operation, or only relating this to the police. We also have to look at laws, SOPs, rules, regulations covering public places in relation to security arrangements, in relation to security cameras, in relation to, in cases of public pool safety, all of these things. The laws, regulations, and rules, SOPs surrounding all of these things need immediate review with an objective of upgrading, objective of implementing modern standards as our country continues to grow. So that will be an immediate task, putting together a team with international experience to have this completed in a thorough manner, but in a manner that would, bring our systems up to date with what is required for public safety, security, and in ensuring that our families and those who are using public places and public facilities are safe, and the environment itself is safe in doing so. In terms of the work of the police force also, the way in which the police conducted themselves from the time the report was made, I'm very much interested too in having that examined thoroughly, because as a people, especially in the police service and other public service, empathy is a very important aspect of our work. And empathy demonstrates what public service is all about: being caring, being responsible, being reachable. And these are things, of course, that we will have to examine. Also is our police public communication and media engagement strategy. I must say that much work must be continued to ensure that we have proper strategy, communication strategy, and a media engagement strategy that enables, especially in this world where we have social media and so much information set that is available out there, it is very critical that timely, reliable, factual information shape the narrative. And I think this is something we have to look at deeply and ensure that our system is geared towards delivering justice. I will continue to look at every single recommendation. I know the police would have issued some updated SOPs. Today in the Parliament, there was a motion by Mr. Figueroa, much of which is captured in the updated SOPs, but I will be opening through public consultation for ideas on how we can strengthen our system, ideas in which we can further enhance our ecosystem to support family and children-friendly environment, and one in which we can have confidence in the system, in each other, and confidence in everything that we do. So that is what I wanted to update the media on at this point. That is what is available to me, that I've shared. I've consistently tried to share with you factual and relevant information. I use this opportunity once again to call upon all our brothers and sisters out there to please desist from anything unlawful, and I ask you to remain calm. To the Father, I understand your emotional frame. Know that you have, as I told you privately, you have my shoulder of strength personally and as a father. Your entire family, you have my support, that of our people. But let us do so now in a way that is reflective of, love, the care, and the way in which we want to remember and celebrate this beautiful child, Adrianna. I want to appeal again to all Guyanese. Please desist. Desist. There are already numerous images. How can someone passing on a bike, and from what was sent to me, throwing some liquid on a child and his boy, right? And a child and his parent add or help the situation. How does dismantling vehicles and burning vehicles, burning the roadways, looting supermarkets and restaurants, how does that help the situation? Torching people's cars. And those political actors who have selfishly hijacked this sad situation, your actions speak volumes about your love for this country, your patriotism, and your true motive. But I pray as I've prayed over my life, especially the last couple of days, that all of us as a people can realize the strength of being together for each other in a way that is mature, in a way that is not unlawful. Adrianna taught us that we have the ability to come together as a people without any prejudice. Let this lesson of our ability to come together without prejudice be the rock that shape us, shape our thinking, shape our peaceful existence, and shape our interaction with each other. This is not the time for selfish, drawn swords to cut away the fabric of our society in division. I have seen some very sad comments and posts, religious in nature, and it is sad. It is sad. But I have faith in the Guyanese people. I have faith in our ability to do what is right for Guyana. And as president, under every circumstance, I will do what is right for Guyana. As a government, we will do what is right. In Linden, I promised an independent investigation, brought in the RSS. Those very persons were critical. The RSS came, did the investigation, led to murder charges. Continue to reach out to those families, as I will continue to reach out to the family of Adrianna and many other families that I reach out to daily, who have gone through different degree of pain. And we have learned too. I've spoken to the Minister of Health, and looking at the way the three pathologists operated and the type of investigation, the depth of investigation, I told him that we must buy the full infrastructure that was required today so that we will have that capability, because that capability can help us to bring a greater degree of justice on the circumstances. So there has been a lot of learning throughout this process. And as your president, I can humbly say before you, I have learned. Because my job is one that is dictated by my ability to continuously learn and unlearn, to relearn. Because all of us must build in our own self and capacity that ability. I close by appealing once again to all Guyanese to do what is right, to those who are doing what is wrong, unlawfully, to stop. You will be prosecuted. Stop now. May God blessings be with all of us as a people and as a country. As you know, I have a lot of national duties to attend to at the moment. So I'll open the floor for a few questions. And I want to thank the media, especially the responsible media. I want to thank the media, especially those who are responsible, for understanding the moment and being there, doing what is right when your country needed you to do what is right. We must all have the same degree of passion for justice. So with these words, the floor is open. There being no question. Oh, Marcel, sorry. Please.
Marcel Thomas from the Starbuck News. Sir, how do you respond to calls for resignation of the Commissioner of Police? You're asking his resignation. In light of all that has transpired, the chaos, keeping order, control, having no press conference, etc. And my second question is, it deals with the erroneous press release issued by the police. Have you found out the circumstances surrounding that release? Was anyone held accountable? Will anyone be held accountable? And is there going to be an overall inquiry into the actions of the police?
Yeah.
If no one else has a question, I have a third, but I'll give them the mic in case.
All right, you ask your third and then we close.
Oh.
Because no one else have a question.
No one else has?
Yes.
Oh.
I opened up and
I
no one
probably have a fourth.
No, Marcel. Don't abuse the process.
My third question is, has government accepted that, given that the autopsy said that it's drowned in, that it ends here, or will it accede to the request by the family for an international investigation by the FBI or possibly other agencies?
So, Marcel, I have not addressed anything beyond what is before me now. Throughout this case, I stick to facts. The first request was that of independent pathologists. We had 3. This is the report. These are the facts of the report. So I'm not going to go beyond facts, especially on sensitive matters. And any mature person, especially a leader, would confine themselves to the facts. So that is where I'm stopping here. This is what is before me. Of course, I said that there will be a review of all the events from the time the report was made to the time the body was found. And also one international specialist told me that it maybe is a good time also to review the openness of, when I say openness, not the freedom of media, but the openness of access to media on these sites, and the responsibility also that is enshrined to everyone. Because, you know, if someone goes there and portray a certain reality, then that reality influences. So we have to, as a country, be mature enough to address all of these issues. They are very difficult issues. They are very deep-seated issues. But if we are to grow in maturity and learn from this, all of these things must be addressed. Must be addressed. I don't intend to leave this problem for someone else. You know, as president, you know, this is an election year also, so I know all the playing and players that are out there and the objectives. But I can assure you that with the will of the people, I would work the next 5 years with the government to make these systems even more robust. So, yes, that evaluation will continue. And as I said, I intend to bring in regional international help to look at all the standard operating procedures, the legislation, regulations, and everything. And I also, like you, want to understand everything that took place. For example, I have asked for a full report on the initial report of the car, from what was provided to me. In that control center, there was a civilian who was working also, and the civilian, because the control centers have civilians also, would have been the one who provided the information that was inaccurate. But after all of this, all of those information will be provided, but I just want to limit myself to what is before me today. And I want to ask that as a people, we together reflect on Adrianna's life, that together we reflect on Adrianna's family, that together we hold Adrianna and her family up in prayers, that we all continue to do this for Adrianna and her family. And I want to assure the public that Adrianna's death has brought a point of reflection also on how we can strengthen, improve the systems. And it also demonstrates to us as a people that we have the ability to be peaceful and to come together. And to come together in times of difficult circumstances. In respect of Adrianna's life, let this bright young star show us that we have the ability to come together in a way that brings us closer to each other, in a way that supports each other, and not destroy each other, and not destroy our infrastructure, and not destroy property, and not destroy families, and not destroy our economy, and not destroy our communities. To those who are participating in these illegalities, I urge you to stop now. All the images, the videos, the photos will be used for prosecution. Adrianna's life cannot be one of disunity. Adrianna's life has demonstrated to us what unity is. Adrianna's life has demonstrated to us what coming together is, what loving each other is. This beautiful child has shown us that we have that capacity. Let us not destroy it. Let us not destroy it. I pray that we continue to be blessed, that our families continue to be strengthened in faith, in hope, in patience, in love, and together we continue to build a life in this country that is free, peaceful, and filled with love and humanity.
Me love Jamaica, me nah sell out. Them try clip we wings, somehow we can't fly out. But when we there, yard, nothing nice like Jamaica, roast breadfruit and banana. Under the tree with a glass.